welcome back the only coach to ever lead them to major silverware. And as fate would have it, Manqoba Mngqiti's first assignment comes against the team where he just spent the last decade as rampant champions. Mamelodi Sundowns come to town. Pretty decent crowd here as we bid you a warm welcome from the Mpumalanga Stadium on what is a balmy evening out in Hammersdale, KwaZulu-Natal. It's a jam-packed midweek schedule in the Betway Premiership with knockout action looming this coming weekend. This is one of 5 matches this evening. In Gqeberha, Orlando Pirates are away to Chippa United in the only other game that has any real bearing on the title race, and it is a race that many believe is now over following last weekend's results that saw the Buccaneers beaten in Bloem after Sundowns had scraped past Kaizer Chiefs to open up an 18-point advantage at the summit of the Betway Prem standings. So breathing room for the Brazilians, although Pirates do have an additional 12 points to play for with 4 games in hand and a league meeting with Downs in under 2 weeks' time. It is that equation, despite their significant cushion, that means Sundowns cannot afford to take their foot off the gas just yet as they pursue a record-extending 8th successive league title. Now today, Mamelodi Sundowns come up against a side they've already obliterated twice this season. They've bagged 9 unanswered goals across their league meeting a month ago in their Carling knockout clash in October, both at home though. So Arrows, the last time that they hosted the capital city side, they did hold 10-man Sundowns to a draw. This is how they line up today. 5 changes from the 2-0 defeat to TS Galaxy. The players out: Brandon Theron, Tlantla Zwane, Lungelo Dube, Spusubeko and Bongani Tlele. In comes Temba Manchiani at centre-back, so Phillips will shift out to right full-back. Sponelo Tlele reinstated at left-back. Kobeko Dlamini makes a first start since November. Olweto Ngube has been a sub frequently, but he's in today, and Ryan Moon leads the line. Pumuntu Manenje will take you through the formations.
Watenga and goals will be key in this 4-5-1 formation when they're defending, when they're taking it to look like a 4-4-1-1 with Ryan Moon leading that attack, Sevilla playing in that 10 role. So it's going to be interesting to see how Manqoba Mngqithi sets up against his former team.
Manqoba Mngqithi, last game in charge of Mamelodi Sundowns was on the 7th of December in the CAF Champions League. He's been out of the game since then. Here is his former side and how they line up. 6 changes from the 1-0 win over Kaizer Chiefs. Dennis Onyango returns from that 3-game suspension to replace Jody February. Aubrey Modiba also back from suspension. He's in for Tiwani. Lebusa replaces Suarez. And have Morena in for Mudauto Bohomokwena. Ikram Reyners make way for Batusi Obas and Tashrik Matthews, respectively.
Mamelodi Sundowns formation, they'll play a 4-3-3 formation, a lot of tactical flexibility. It can become a 4-4-2 diamond. Ribeiro will be key. He starts off on the right-hand side, but he drifts inside into that 10 role. Matthews will drift out to the left-hand side. Peter Chalulile will lead that attack.
Well, Miguel Cardoso's 19th game in charge since taking over from Manqoba. He's won 15 of those, drawn 1 and lost 2. Dennis Onyango, the oldest player in the Betway Premiership. Gladwin Shitolo, he's in his mid-30s. What a season he's having for Lamontville Golden Arrows as they consult with our officiating team here, led by Tadiso Mkwanazi. He'll be assisted by Oscar Tsotetsi and Given Litlaka. So for Lamontville Golden Arrows, their new coach not only ringing the changes, but bringing back a few players who really haven't got much of a look in this season. Someone like Ngube has featured a lot as a sub, but it's just his 3rd start this evening and a first since September. Dlamini also making a first start since November, and Ryan Moon, the last time he started was the last time Arrows won. That was a match against Kaizer Chiefs, the 1-0 win about midway through January. So Lamontville Golden Arrows will get us up and running here. They are winless in their last 10 league meetings. with Mamelodi Sundowns, a Mamelodi Sundowns team who are chasing not only the title but records, as they do every season, looking to break their own records because they hold most of them. They tally of 54 points at the 20-game mark is a PSL era record, and no team prior has ever had this many goals at this stage of the season. 47. They need just 10 more in their remaining 10 games to break the PSL era record for a 30-game season. So this is a Mamelodi Sundowns side in their pomp, have a squad full of depth, and looking to get another victory against Lamontville Golden Arrows, who they've already beaten 4-0 and 5-0 this season.
Yeah, looking at the last 5 games between the two teams in all competition, it's 3 wins for Sundowns to go together with the 2 draws. But for me, it's 14 goals to go together with the 1.
That's nicely worked in. And Lamontville Golden Arrows did, for a moment, have an opportunity there, but scooped over by Gladwin Shitolo. He is the man who scored the last time they won that game against Kaizer Chiefs, the only goal away from home, but that seems like a long time ago now. It's more than a month and a half since they managed their victory.
Looking at the last 5 games, Grant, it was interesting to see that in the last 5 games in all competitions, Sundowns has scored 14, Arrows has only scored 1. But at least the one player that scored that goal is Ryan Moon. He's in the starting lineup today, hoping to do the same tonight.
Ryan Moon has 2 career goals in the league against Mamelodi Sundowns back in 2019-20. Scored in a 3-1 loss when he was playing with Stellenbosch, and in the game that you're referencing, the 2022-23 season, the 1-1 draw, scored in that game. And the Lamontville Golden Arrows have started, the brighter of the two. Dennis Onyango forced to tip that over the crossbar.
I think we're looking at 2 teams that are position-based. Counter press is going to be key. The cross, I don't think he meant to go for goal, that is in Ngube. But Dennis Onyango still had a lot of work to do. Good feet movement and good handling. He flips it over for a corner.
Sabir with the delivery, and Ryan Moon, who is so potent with his head, has 3 goals this season for Lamontville Golden Arrows. Back in December, came off the bench to good effect against Royal AM, changed the game. The next game in the starting lineup, scored against Cape Town City, but it's been a little bit of a barren run for him. Take 2 from Sabir. This time effectively away, and Modiba will thump it clear. Van Roy unchallenged by Matthews. Moon back from an offside position. Well, you speak about that last goal scored by Arrows against Mamelodi Sundowns, Ryan Moon, but if you look at the last 4 games, it's 13 unanswered goals from Mamelodi Sundowns. Just that 0-0 draw kind of stands out here at the Mpumalanga Stadium last season, but Musa Lebusa sent off just before the break in that game. Mamelodi Sundowns still dominated it in the second half, even with 10 men.
A lot of technical quality in the players that they have, Mamelodi Sundowns. Aubrey Modiba comes back today into that left-back position, replacing Tiwan, a different type of a full-back in that instance, one that can tuck in and add numerical advantage in the midfield. But Mamelodi Sundowns, referencing that game, they didn't look like they were men down because of the technical quality.
Peter Shalolile broke his fast about an hour ago. He's observing Ramadan as well as Tashreeq Matthews. 3 players of the 22 out there are in fact observing Ramadan. One has just cleared the ball up the field, that's Ismail Watenga. They were all able to take on some sustenance at about 6:30 as Lucas Ribeiro is given the ball away here. Van Roy continues going, striven towards the byline, checks back inside, waiting for the cross now. Lele Sibia. And had that taken a touch, might have resulted in something different. Ryan Moon knows how close he was.
Good overload on the left-hand side. You're looking at Sibia, Ngube, Van Roy.
Now this is the problem.
He's not used to tracking back and tackling. I think a lot of Sundowns supporters will have their fingers crossed. The coaching team will have their fingers crossed. He's a very important player for them.
He tore up the turf as well as he... Oh, man. Yeah. So instead of his boots sliding along, I guess, it was jarred in the pitch. That's not good at all. 18 goal contributions in the league, but what is it? Was it 25 in all competitions this season? Staggering numbers.
He has been amazing. He has been unstoppable. He has been the go-to man to be able to score 15 goals in all competition to go together with the 10 assists. I looked at his stat a little bit further, and I said, 18 goals, 18 games now, 12 goals. Last season he scored 12 goals in the league. He has already equaled that already.
And he scored that in 18 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. 18-12 last season. He's on 18-12
yeah.
currently.
Looks like he's okay to continue. Sabir steps in there. Oh, Mamelodi Sundowns on the move with Tashrik Matthews. His option is Modiba. Chops back inside. Here's Filimseni Ndwandwe on the occasion of his 150th Arrows appearance. As I was going to say 2 goals for the season, but he did score against SuperSport United in that game that is suspended. So, yeah, but it's the first goal he scored on his 29th birthday against TS Galaxy earlier this year. I think they're not at the moment counting that SuperSport game because it's obviously incomplete. So tonight's 150th appearance for the club where he has spent his entire career since emerging from the reserves.
As a former player, I'm claiming that goal. And one day, wherever he's sitting, he scored against SuperSport and no one will erase that goal. But, you know, officially it's not granted yet.
So concedes a corner here. Arrows have scored 4 goals from corners this season. Only Kaizer Chiefs have managed more, and a whole host of their goals have been scored via the head. 5 of their 13 total goals. That wasn't the most dangerous delivery though. Ribeiro doing some defensive work. This is Allende, man of the match against Kaizer Chiefs. So Shalolile with the foul.
He just strays offside. That was very tight. But you need to give it to Van Rooyen in terms of commitment. He goes with Peter Shalolile all the way. We're talking about a left winger tracking at right back position, trying to assist his team defensively. Good work.
On the midfield by Obas, Adams to Morena. Ribeiro. Getting away from Ndwandwe. Can't quite steer it through for Allende. Rest defending from Malibongo Koza. An exceptionally composed young man with an unbelievable passing range as well. Malibongo Koza, his numbers in that particular metric have been astonishing this season, playing up against the coach who gave him his first opportunity as a professional earlier in this campaign in the CAF Champions League, and then really started to make his presence felt in the Betway Premiership as well.
Excellent talent, I think one for the future, one that will represent Bafana. Very comfortable on the ball, his ball distribution excellent, he reads the ball very well. He's got the physique and the height that is Koza, and he has been excellent so far this season.
Most accurate passer of any player who's put together more than 100 passes in the league this season. He's coming upon 800. His pass accuracy is almost 95% as Arrows have an attempt from range through Dlamini, who is starting for the first time since that 3-2 win over Royal AM, a delayed game back in December. Only one of Arrows' 13 goals have come from outside the area this season. As Mamelodi watches on, Kagiso Dukashu alongside him. Back in the Arrows dugout for a third stint. That's nicely done. Matthews to Morena. Allende. Duande at the defensive work. Oh, just about gets it away. Hele now. Nice little turn. Sibia looking to outpace Jaden Adams.
You can see that Arrows has got a certain technique that they want to use today, because they are running a lot with the ball than normal. They know that Mamelodi Sundowns players, the legs have got the load overloaded, so they don't want to be chasing opponents more than 5 to 10 meters, and that's why Arrows are trying to run down the Sundowns players.
Now Tashreeq Matthews has Shalalile up ahead of him. Oh, he's scooped that over horribly. Has Peter Shalalile, who is the leading scorer in this particular fixture. He has 7 league goals and 7 league appearances for Mamelodi Sundowns against Lamontville Golden Arrows.
He does well. He starts on the right-hand side, he bends his run, trying to open space for Matthews, giving him 2 options. It's either he plays in the ball or he uses the space.
Oh, save from Watenga, as Peter Shalalile has another go now, given away very cheaply. Allende, Ribeiro, it's onto his left. It's a great tackle from Duandwe. That's swiftly moved upfield by the host, Angelo van Rooyen. Space to exploit in the midfield. Van Rooyen again. Keeps it in. Sibia. Dlamini. Laying it out to the far side where Phillips will hoist in across. Adams. Lovely pass. Finds Shalalile. Tashreeq Matthews on his outside. Still he continues on. Shalalile offside. 9 goals for the Namibian in all competitions against Lamontville Golden Arrows. As we see whether indeed he was off, and yeah, good call.
Good call, but be careful. It's warning signs. Peter Shalalile will bend that run. You will make that bucket run. You will get one right, and if you are going to play offside trap, you will get one right, and you will put it in the back of the net. But good control of the line so far from Gledwin Chitolo.
Hasn't scored in his last 2 outings. Peter Shalalile since the 4-1 win over TS Galaxy, where he moved within 3 of Willem Nomvete's PSL era record of 129 goals. Shalalile on 126 currently. Now Ribeiro, he's offside. Oh, yeah, no.
It's onside the whole day. Not the correct call in this instance. And that is the danger of playing the high line. You can't play a high line without pressure on the ball carrier, because Mamelodi Sundowns are very good on that half cross, that ball behind. Ribeiro timed this run perfectly.
Timber Manchiani, the man playing him on, drafted into the team. They've been alternating between Phillips playing alongside Shitola at centre half or Manchiani. And today Phillips shifts back to the right back position. Ribeiro glides past Ndwandwe with ease. Oh, Ndwandwe tracks back brilliantly. Kwaza.
On another evening, Ribeiro accelerates, he changes the pace, he changes the gear in that moment. I didn't see it in that moment, Grant. Is it from that tackle? Is he really over that tackle? That is the big question.
Allende finds Ibero in space. Oh, slipping it through for Morena. It's a good idea, but it's not on the same wavelength as the fullback. Well, you speak of a change of pace. The Brazilian awarded a goal of the month for February for his solo efforts against Orlando Pirates in that 4-1 victory at Loftus last month, where it was his pace that allowed him to burst upfield and score. Also, player of the month for February is coach of the month, or second time in fact.
And he already has a goal that is contender for goal of the month in March already. The thunder that he scored against Mamelodi Sundowns, against Kaizer Chiefs over the weekend, I mean, excellent.
And it for Opas. Adams. Pero. Oliva. Allende. Don't have too many numbers upfield, and Angelo Van Roy is prepared to go it alone. Malibongo Koza saying stuck in the foot. Made the tackle successfully, but he has been booked.
The communication there, he's talking about I've got two and I still have to deal with people inside. He's addressing the rest defense of Mamelodi Sundowns, because Arrows are looking to play on transition. They are looking to break after losing that ball. Koza has to go across to then cover Morena in that instance. He takes one for the team, but he's unhappy with the rest defense.
The one for Golden Arrows, by the way, have navigated the first quarter hour without conceding. Over this period, generally, they've been a little poor. 4 goals in the opening 15 minutes. There's only 2 teams, Royal AM and Cape Town City, who've conceded more during that time. So they will say this has been a fairly decent start for them so far. Conjured a few opportunities of their own as well. Sapia, the rather peculiar free kick. And Arrows recover the ball here. Ele. Clipped into space for Van Roy. Away by Allende. Ribeiro keeps it in. Shalalile is ready to get on his bike. Ribeiro goes for it. Oh, now that was hitting on target. Noatenga backpedaled timeously enough.
We have seen a spectacular this season already with Basadine in the Cape Derby, scoring from his own half. Ribeiro, good awareness, seeing that Watenga is not in his post, and he tries one. Unlucky, he did not generate enough power.
And clever, because of course Watenga stayed where he was, anticipating that Shalalile was going to be sent through and that he would need to quickly rush out of his area. Ribeiro identifying an opportunity, almost exploiting it. No pressure on Dennis Onyango, so taking his time to measure a pass forward.
The reason Onyango is taking so long is because he's looking for the spare man and he's not able to find the spare man in the next line. Arrows are doing well in terms of keeping the shape and frustrating Mamelodi Sundowns from progressing the ball onto the next line.
Is Ribeiro in the center of the park. Obas, Morena. Good space for Ribeiro. Control just not quite tight enough in that instance, and Kobeko Dlamini is across to dispossess him. I think it might have been heading away on second look. Started on target, but then just drifting and drifting. Morena does really well. Shalulile going for the extravagant. Scored a goal against Arrows while he was at Highlands Park as well. So Shalulile's tally, 10 goals against Arrows across 15 meetings in all competitions with Abafana Bistende. Lamontville Golden Arrows yet to concede from a corner kick this season. One of only 3 teams, along with Pirates and Royal AM. That's cleverly worked. Allende, Adams. Morena laying it off for Modiba. He struck nicely through it, but that one leaving Watenga untroubled.
I think he has done well on the left-hand side so far for Mamelodi Sundowns. Most of the attack for Golden Arrows has been down the left-hand side. It seems that they are targeting the space that Morena is leaving with the pace of Van Rooyen on the left-hand side.
And it goes down under the challenge of Allende. Referee just waiting a moment to see if any advantage would accumulate, which it didn't. Dlamini. Mamelodi Sundowns penalised again.
Gets the ball clearly, does not make contact with the opponent, gets the ball. Dlamini lucky to get the set play in that instance.
Lebuso with a header that skews off his head. Ryan Moon keeping it alive for Arrows. Duandwe.
Sundowns missing the presence of Mokoena. They've not controlled the tempo of the game. They've not dictated the tempo. They are not making more than 3 to 4 passes before they go forward as they normally do. That is Mamelodi Sundowns. Abbas has to up it a little bit in that 6th role.
Here he is on the ball, Patricio Abbas. We did anticipate, of course, that there would be changes from the weekend's match against Kaizer Chiefs. Not only because of their schedule, but because they do have a difficult match coming up in the Nedbank Cup. Sekhukhune United awaits. Behind for a corner here.
That is the conversation that they are having. Morena, Arrows have been using that space with Van Rooyen, running into that space. I wonder what the discussion was there.
And they've gone short again from the corner. And man, okay, we'll need a second look to determine exactly why the foul has gone against Allende here. Grabbing hold of the ball before the whistle had gone. The referee hadn't ruled either way at that particular juncture. So 2 instances now in quick succession where Mamelodi Sundowns have taken the corner short. Have they perhaps identified that conventional corners, Lamontville Golden Arrows, defend them with ease, or have done this season in particular? It's also not an area where Mamelodi Sundowns have been particularly strong this season. The majority of their goals have been scored from open play as Ryan works to latch onto that ball in behind. Dennis Onyonga there first.
Good reading of the game. It's just the power of that pass that led Dlamini down in that instance. Good run by Moon in that moment. Good football all round because Dennis Onyango, great anticipation.
Adams to Koza. Moren. Lamontville Golden Arrows have had a lot of games that haven't taken place recently. Back in February, Orlando Pirates came here, but the pitch was waterlogged. Then their very next game was suspended halfway through. That was against Supersport United. There was a postponed Role M game in the mix. And I mention that because since suffering that 4-0 defeat at the beginning of February to Mamelodi Sundowns, they have played twice against Cape Town City and their recent loss to TS Galaxy. Over that same period, since beating Arrows, Mamelodi Sundowns have played 8 times. Morena in space. Chance to lift his head and assess his options, which he does well. Allende can't find his intended targets. Morena gliding past Ndwandwe, stands it up where Keenan Phillips gets it clear.
You can see that Mamelodi Sundowns are playing against a team that man knows very well in Manqoba Nciti. That's why most of their attack is on the left-hand side, because he knows that the starting position for Ribeiro is on the right. So on the tactical formation, he looks like he's playing as a right winger, Ribeiro, and he tracks inside. So therefore, if Tyler goes on that overlap, it means he will have acres of space because Ribeiro is not going to track him all the way to go and defend. I think a good ploy that is coming from Manqoba Nciti with the information that he has about his former player.
Oh, that pings off the shins of Ndwandwe into the path of Ribeiro.
Now with Mamelodi Sundowns, you'll see jersey number 10 on the right-hand side. It means that Ribeiro is playing on the right of the attack. Now they need at least Obas or Adams to cover that area a lot when they're in defense, because Ribeiro, you don't want Ribeiro dropping as far back as his own half to go defend. That's the tactical battle at the moment between Manqoba Nciti and Kadeso.
Short again, Matthews. What a lovely pick out for Tashid Matthews, who got himself into the 18-yard area. Someone for Golden Arrows, scramble it clear. Now Van Roy. You would have perhaps thought that... yeah, there we go. Here's the throw-in. Ryan Moon is deemed to be the man fouled, but it's Moreno who stays down.
They're trying to double up on Moon because they know of his aerial threat. I think he's blowing for Morena, backing onto Moon, but I thought it was just nothing illegal. They just collided with each other, but he gets the benefit that is Moon in that instance.
Moreno inquiring as to why the free kick didn't go in his favor. No. He's going to talk his way into the referee's book. And Marcelo Allende rather wisely advising him to retreat before any further punishment is meted out. So Gavin Hunt sent off recently for use of abusive language. So something that referees are willing to dismiss players and officials alike for. Hele delivers in the free kick, and there's the goal. They have been so potent from set pieces this season, and it's Keenan Phillips arriving. Well, Lamontville Golden Arrows have in recent times been so poor against Mamelodi Sundowns, but as they reintroduce a man so familiar with the Brazilians to their technical team, it seems to be paying dividends. And on the half-hour mark, the hosts are ahead.
A lovely ball to the far post coming from Kele. Phillips correctly positioned on that far post. If you look at it, no one is tracking him in that instance. Mamelodi Sundowns using mixed marking. Are they men marking? They didn't do either of that, and he puts it in the back of the net. We need to still see the offside angle of that one, Grant. Arrows take the lead.
Keenan Phillips with his first goal. And it is a massive one against a side who have scored 13 against them since they last netted. Now, Malibong Makosa stayed tight to Ryan Moon, who they would have identified obviously as the most dangerous aerial threat, but Lebusa appeared to lose Phillips, and the result is the Lamontville Golden Arrows are ahead. Has now the most headed goals in the league. They were jointly at the top of TS Galaxy. Both had scored 5 headed goals. Now Lamontville Golden Arrows have their 6th, and remarkably, that is now 6 of their 14 league goals that have been headers.
You're sitting at home watching the game thinking it's a coincidence. Arrows are bringing everything to the their left-hand side, to the right-hand side of Mamelodi Sundowns. You're asking yourselves questions to say, is Morena not coping? No, there's the overload that they've done purposefully with Kele, the man that is about to take the throw in. You've got Sibia overloading, Van Rooyen overloading that area, and that's why they're getting the success so far.
There's Van Rooyen. Hele. Hele's ball that Keenan Phillips was able to put away was deliciously delivered. He now has his 2nd assist in the Betway Premiership this season. And Lamontville Golden Arrows have not gone on to lose a league match when taking the lead for over a year now. It's been the last 10 matches in which they've scored first. They have avoided defeat since a 3-1 loss to TS Galaxy midway through February of last year.
As we see in this moment, Phillips' first tackle goes down. The second one, nothing malicious though. I think Mudiva is trying to avoid him at all costs. Makes contact with the back of the head, and that's why the medical team are saying thumbs up. I don't think there was anything malicious, just a collision between two players.
Golden Arrows have recruited one of Lesotho's finest. Sundowns coming into this one have had an excellent record against KZN sides this season. 4 games, 4 wins, scored 9, conceded 1. The only goal they've conceded against KZN side prior to this evening was that, I guess what was a consolation when Royal AM paid them a visit, a game that ended 2-1. Now Tashik Matthews tugged back by Ngube, and unsurprisingly, Olweth Ngube will go into the referee's book, a man who is featuring in the starting 11 for the first time since September. Does quite often come off the bench though to try and impact the game. But a rare start.
Miscommunication between Ngube and Phillips breaks a promising attack for Mamelodi Sundowns, hence the yellow card. He takes one for the team.
Adams. Chopped down by Ndwandwe.
I think Ndwandwe and Dlamini have done so well in terms of screening that back four for Golden Arrows. They've protected the back four, they've blocked the passing lane, frustrated Abbas and Koi that midfield so far.
Ibero. Clips it over the top. Good defending by Shitolo. Mansiani tries to help it a little further along. And then dumps it clear. Lebusa under the high ball. Batusi Obas. Pressure on him from Sibia. Oof, living a little dangerously. Here's Obas. One thing I think perhaps we haven't commented on is Morena picks up the ball. He didn't feel like that was a foul that Lamontville Golden Arrows went on to score from.
Yeah.
He was the supposed perpetrator.
Yeah, but you have to move on. You have to move on, focus on the next action. I think, especially because it's a set play, you've got time to organize and reset, and they were supposed to do better defensively, Sundowns.
Okay, for the equalizer. He's had a good impact in terms of goals since arriving at the club. Jaden Adams with 2 to go along with the one that he managed with Stellenbosch earlier in the campaign. That one well wide of the mark. And Miguel Cardoso has some pondering to do, although Mamelodi Sundowns have come from behind a couple of times this season. They did so in Bloemfontein against Marumo Gallants last month. That was under Cardoso, under Mamelodi against Kaizer Chiefs much earlier in the season. They have that ability. They very rarely go behind though. Morena. Shalalile. Clips Mele.
The big question is the energy levels, the way that the Arrows players are exerting themselves in these first 40 minutes of the first 45. How long will they be able to last with the same energy? Because it requires a lot to be able to press, go on transition, come back, stay in shape. Are they fit enough to do it for the whole 90? So far, so good. They've been doing it well.
Oh, Tenga has given that away. And then Allende in turn does the same. Ele. Picked off by Koza. Was en route to Ryan Moon. This is Lebusa. Sent off when the sides met here last. Just before the half-time break, Mamelodi Sundowns are holding such a high line on that day. Ngelo Nguse, who's currently out with an ACL injury, was a man bursting forward and felt he had no other recourse but to bring him down. There's Allende, Morena. Adams. Shalulile. Oh, he puts it in the back of the net, but the whistle had already gone.
Grant, I have to explain this in English. But ekazi but yamstela. But Peter Shalulile ustela Gledwin Shitolo. Hey, you'll have to help me there in slow. He's trying to get to the ball first. That is Gledwin Shitolo. Good anticipation. The referee sees it as Shalulile prevents Shitolo from getting to the ball. Hence he gives it as a foul against Shalulile. But good number 9 play from Shalulile.
With Phillips's goal, it means that 7 of 8 most recent league games between these two sides have produced goals. It's now 10 of their last 11 in all competitions. It's a game that very seldom disappoints. Adams flings it out to Ribeiro. Can't get past Hele. Oh. He's having a hell of a game so far.
Allende starting to find time and space. That's danger.
Adams, Moriba gets the return from Matthews. Matenga scoops it up. No, it's a penalty. Referee Sidiso Mkonazi pointing to the spot. Well. Arrows have conceded quite frequently from the spot this season. Let's see exactly why. Yeah, hand in an unnatural position from the goal scorer. How unfortunate. It did change the flight of that cross.
Making the body unnaturally bigger. The ball does touch the hand. He prevents the cross with his hand in the penalty area. Correct call.
Yeah. Will he go for something extravagant, as he has done in the past from 12 yards? As Lamontville Golden Arrows find themselves in a familiar situation. They've conceded 3 times from penalties in the league this season. Only SuperSport and Cape Town City have conceded from the spot more often. Ribeiro, he does it again! It's his second Panenka penalty of the season. It's 13 goals in the league. It's unlucky for some, but for him, it's his best ever tally in South Africa's top flights.
Composure. Calms himself down. Goal number 16 in all competition for Ribeiro. Phillips, the only thing he can regret is could have done better to defend that ball from Mudiba. There's nothing he can do about it. Composure, waits for the keeper to commit. Excellent finish.
The audacity, the absolute audacity of the man. Well, his numbers are terrific, but it's the manner in which he accumulates goals and assists that's perhaps the most impressive.
We did discuss the fact that Allende is starting to find time and space on the ball. Adams is starting to find space and time on the ball. And when those 2 8s starts finding time and space, the they'll take you apart with the pass, and that's how they rotated from the right-hand side. They rotated, attacked on the left-hand side. Good rotation from Sundowns and opens up that defense of Golden Arrows. We did ask questions to say, you can't play and exert yourself physically as they're doing for the whole game. They're starting to tire.
Quite remarkably, home and away, Lucas Ribeiro has scored from a penalty spot just before the half-time break against Lamontville Golden Arrows. This evening to equalize back in the beginning of February to get Mamelodi Sundowns off the mark in a match that they eventually went on to win 4-0, a game in which Peter Shalolile had to be introduced from the bench in the first half to change the trajectory of the game. And speaking of changes, the team talk in that Arrows dressing room will change now.
Scoring in the critical phase of the game, that is Mamelodi Sundowns. Changes the team talk for Mangoba Mngqithi. Katoso will be happy to say is going into the break level, and let's see what chess they're going to play. Let's see how Sundowns are going to resolve the problem that Arrows are posing to them on the left-hand side. Let's see what answers they have for the second 45.
Well, there have been other teams in the league so far that have dropped far more points than Lamontville Golden Arrows, but a fair few that they have lost from winning positions, 5 so far in the league this season, as Jaden Adams gets a boot to the thigh. Timber Mantiani from behind Peter Shalolile manages to dig his studs into Adams, and he is the latest recipient of a card.
Correct call.
Yep, it's the 4th yellow card of the day. Mube and Mantiani for Arrows, Koza and Morena for Mamelodi Sundowns. This is likely to be the last play of the first half, as Ribeiro puts it in, easily away by Ryan Moon, and we go to the break with the two teams level at 1-1. Keenan Phillips with just his 2nd career goal. He scored his first for Swallows in a 1-0 win over Tears Galaxy last season, but Ribeiro Costa, after Keenan Phillips' handball from the penalty mark, makes it level in a game that Sundowns started to turn the screw as the interval drew nearer.
It will be interesting to see what Sundowns are going to do about the problem that Ribeiro has in terms of defending on the right-hand side. Will Mangoba Mngqithi continue to attack that down that left-hand side? The overload of Sibia, Van Roy in that left-hand side, with Tele adding numerical advantage. Let's see how they are going to adjust the tactics for that second 45.
Now Lamontville Golden Arrows have won just 1 of their last 8 league games up against this rampaging Mamelodi Sundowns side, who will be looking to come from behind. It is 1-1 after 45. Welcome back to the Mpumalanga Stadium in Hammersdale, where we will shortly be taking you through the highlights of a first half that ended 1-1 between Lamontville Golden Arrows and Mamelodi Sundowns. That's a tie that Sundowns have dominated over recent times, and indeed since their first meeting a good 25 years ago. But Arrows weren't without chances, especially in the early exchanges. They started on the front foot. This probably not intended as a direct effort on goal from Ngube, but still troubling the returning Dennis Onyang.
You could see the intention. They want to use the space left by the fullbacks in Mudiba and also Morena. That side of Morena was where it started, but most of the attack was on the left-hand side.
Now Lucas Ribeiro, always looking to influence the game. He delayed and delayed, making that pass to his only available option at that point, Peter Shalulile. As such, Watenga waited on the edge of the area. He identified a chance to shoot from range. Did appear as though it was heading off target. Then comes this incident. It's Moreno who challenges with Ryan Moon. It's a little bit of a sandwich of Moon, and Moreno talks himself into a booking.
I thought that was crucial. Because that's where they lost concentration.
Yeah.
That argument with the ref, I think Mamelodi Sundowns defense switches off, and they go on to score from that set piece that is called in Arrows.
And then Lucas Ribeiro doing Lucas Ribeiro things. His 13th league goal of the season. Not exactly running away with it, but he's opening up a fairly significant gap at the top of the goal scoring charts.
Kyle delivers onto the far post. Phillips unmarked. Jackknife technique. It's always difficult if the attacker has the ball onto the ground just in front of the goalkeeper. He can't judge the bounce of the ball. That is Onyango. Very difficult to defend that. Arrows takes the lead.
The credit to Lamontville Golden Arrows. They've had chances, they've been hitting the targets, and they haven't given up nearly as much possession as teams characteristically do against Mamelodi Sundowns, expecting a good second half as we go down to Fisumazibuka pitch side.
Yeah, thank you very much, Grant. It was in this very spot here, a little bit early on, that assistant coach for Golden Arrows, Kagiso Dikhatshwe, was speaking to the fourth official, saying proximity with regards to the penalty. I don't know if we have those visuals, just to show you guys at home, and you can be the judge of whether or not this decision should have gone the way of Mamelodi Sundowns. Coach Kagiso Dikhatshwe saying, Keenan Phillips there, a little bit close, and not able to get his hand out the way. Well, I'm not going to be the judge of that. I'm going to let you at home potentially be the judge of that. Now, of course, on the right-hand side, I don't know if we can see the guys on the field. Thokozani Lukele as well as Knox Mutizwa warming up at the moment and looking to potentially come on here and make the change. So Arrows looking to come out and maybe change things. Who knows if that will happen, but looking forward to seeing that. The fans here, they are really enjoying themselves, and hopefully we'll get more goals in the second half. Kumnandi, like Hammersdale, it's going to be a beautiful second half. Don't go anywhere.
So it's all square after 45 minutes between Lamontville Golden Arrows and Mamelodi Sundowns in this Betway Premiership clash at Mpumalanga Stadium in Hammersdale. It was Arrows who took the lead through Keenan Phillips, and Mamelodi Sundowns hitting back from the spot. Lucas Ribeiro Costa scoring, as he did against Arrows when they thrashed them 4-0 in the league earlier this season, about a month ago. That was back in the beginning of February. Then it was the opening goal in the 4-0 rout. Now the equaliser as Sundowns look to continue their winning streak. But what we do know is that out in Abeja, Orlando Pirates, just before the stroke of half-time, took the lead against Chippa United. Rele Mofokeng with a great corner converted at the near post by Nkosinathi Sibisi. So they do have the lead here, meaning that Mamelodi Sundowns will feel like those games in hand that the Buccaneers have, that they can't afford to needlessly drop points, regardless of how big their cushion could be. And there's a change in the offing here at the interval, just at the start of the second half. An embrace from Steve Kombela for Lucas Suarez. And Tabo Mokoena is being readied as well. And we will learn along with you who exactly they are coming on for. With that goal from Ribeiro Costa, Mamelodi Sundowns across all of their meetings in all competitions with Lamontville Golden Arrows moved to 99 goals against Abafana Bestende. So if they manage another one tonight, it will be a century milestone. As we confirm for you, that Madibonga Koza and Jaden Adams will be the two players making way. Koza, of course, at that 16-minute yellow card for the foul on Angelo Van Roy. Jaden Adams perhaps just not having the kind of impact that he was meant to. Those are the two changes. Pumuta, what do you make of them?
We spoke in the first 45 minutes that Mamelodi Sundowns are not controlling the tempo of the game. They are not controlling the pace of the game. They are in a rush to go forward. They are not playing the Mamelodi Sundowns way, where we see that man in your picture coming in, Mokoena, just to circulate a little bit, 3-4 passes before they go on the attack. He comes in to give them stability. He will sit alongside Abbas in that midfield. They will look like a 6-6 now with Allende playing as an 8 in that role. Now you're looking at Moon being taken off. You bring in Knox Mutizo, more of a mobile striker for a target man. Maybe they are looking to use the space in behind the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns with the pace of Knox Mutiza, and also Lukele will come into that wing position to bring in skill and pace and try and supply that man Knox Mutiza up top.
Well, Ngube is, along with Ryan Moon, the man making way. Those are two players that haven't started in a while. Knox Mutizwa scored a brace when last Arrows beat Mamelodi Sundowns. That was back in the 2019-20 season, before the COVID-19 shutdown, November 2019. 3-2 winners in a game where Tapelo Morena gave Sundowns the lead. Danny Piri equalized. Knox Mutizwa hit 2, and Andile Jali netted late on to make it 3-2. That perhaps Knox Mutizwa will have a similar impact here. There's Modiba getting away from Phillips. Looking to make a bright start. Just a reminder that Sundowns unbeaten. Their last 10 league games against Arrows, they've won 6 of those. It's actually the longest ever unbeaten run that they've put together against Arrows since their very first meeting back in the 2000-2001 season after Arrows were promoted. That's first ever meeting between these two sides produced a 3-0 win for Lamontville Golden Arrows, a game in which Daniel Mudau, who's somewhere in the stadium, scored alongside Benin Kuni and Alex Bapela. Won their first 3 league meetings against Arrows, did Mamelodi Sundowns. Good 24 years ago now. It's a lovely ball. Eshalolile onside. He isn't. According to Given Letlaka, he did finish very well.
That's what Mokoena brings.
Oh man, that's
Onside the whole day.
bad call.
Onside the whole day. We did say that he's going to make those bucket runs, those half-moon runs, Shalulile. He will get one of those correctly. And that was one of those that he got correctly. Mamelodi Sundowns should be 2 goals to 1 up.
Yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns should be ahead. Peter Shalulile should be within 2 of matching Nomvete's record, but an incorrect call means that we remain level here in Hammersdale.
Already the effect of Mokoena in that midfield. The half cross just on the corner of the big area. Already pushing his weight around.
Oh, was that a fair challenge? Referee says yes. You talk about Mokwena's influence. He put the finishing touches on that 4-0 win over Arrows at the Lucas Moripe Stadium. They met a month ago. Deflected long-range effort. It was actually his first goal of the season in what was his 20th appearance in all competitions. Jointly the longest he's ever gone into a season without scoring. Yes, but to see Obas identifies some space on the opposite flank with Moreno, stabs it through nicely for Peter Shalulile. Shalulile, Morena. Awatenga claims. The man who's now been beaten by Ibero from the spot twice this season. Of course, this is the more audacious of the 2 penalty kicks that he's taken against Watenga. He stuck it away in the bottom corner when they met last. Sevilla. Luande. Nice ball in for Motizwa. Strikes it there. And then on his follow-up attempt, the boost was there to block.
Is that half cross again? Let's look at the run. Beautiful again. He bends it nicely. He stays on side. He miscues the first opportunity, but good cover defense coming from Libusa. The other interesting thing that we need to mention, the 2 center backs for Mamelodi Sundowns at the moment are both left-footed. Do they have the balance? That's the question.
And another corner opportunity where they have been so potent. There's Onyango, comes for it. Several bodies strewn on the floor here, amongst them Lebusa and the Arrows goal scorer, Keenan Phillips. Knox Matizo also down.
Determination, commitment is what you see here. I don't think there's anything malicious. Yes, Libusa and Knox Mutiza, they collide in the air. Dennis Onyango comes, mistimes his punch, and also makes contact with the likes of Phillips in that penalty area. Hoping nothing serious.
Since they've already made a change at centre half, if he was not able to continue, they'd have to do a little bit of tinkering. There are certainly players capable of stepping in at centre half, but no, not another natural centre back amongst the subs, with Lucas Suarez having been introduced. He would have to put an Obas there, maybe a Divine Lunga, but it looks like he should be able to continue. It is a head injury though, so that's always concerning.
Yeah, you're looking at Mudunyelwa, can play right back, can also play centre back. Lunga can play left back, can also play left centre back. So those would be the options if Libusa can't continue, but he seems to be okay.
take two. Caused some chaos with their last. That one not quite as good. Ele though pounces upon it. Tracked well by Tashrik Matthews. This is Allende. Having a little dangerously is Marcelo Allende. Gets away with it.
That's what happens when a new coach comes in. The energy levels of Sibia has been amazing. Especially defensive actions, he has been very disciplined in tonight's game. Doing the job on Allende, it seems like that is the instruction to say, take away space at time from Allende. He did it well in the first 45 and he's continuing where he left off.
Today in Mamelodi Sundowns' 21st Betway Premiership outing is only the 6th time that they've conceded a first half goal, so credit to Arrows in that particular regard, just not able to take their advantage into the break. Sundowns are particularly effective after the interval. They've scored 8 goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half. That's far more than any other team in the division. And it is Arrows who've had now a couple of corners and this free kick upcoming. Mele, who delivered the ball in for their opener, standing over it. Appears almost to have attempted to go direct. Does apologize.
The way Sundowns are holding that high line, it says that we don't want to head the ball because they are standing right outside of their penalty area and they're stepping up. As soon as the taker moves closer to the ball, they are stepping up.
54, he turns next month. The man who was in charge of Arrows from 2007 to 2010, 2009, of course, an iconic year for Abafana Bestende. 6-0 win at Orlando Stadium over Ajax in the MTN8 final. It's their only piece of major silverware in the history of the club. I did spend another year with them, 2012-13, and then just over 10 years with Mamelodi Sundowns before being dismissed by the Brazilians back in November of last year. Now reunited with the club where he really gained prominence. People forget Manqoba was only around about his mid-30s or so, mid to late 30s when he first took over Lamontville Golden Arrows. So he's one of those who's been in the game from fairly young, just in terms of coaching at least. Didn't have a professional career. He came from a background in teaching. Obas. Allende. Space for Morena. Ele out to meet him. Ibero digs out across. Matenga claims. Been poor with his distribution tonight as the Ugandan, Matenga. Allende. Morena. Shalalile trying to set up Moriba. Obas. Matthews. And a referee has called a halt to proceedings with Phillips down. He's clearly clutching his ankle, so it's not a head injury which would necessitate a stoppage, and Flemingberg can't believe. I think he's indicating exactly what I'm saying. It's not a head injury. Why has it been stopped? You're a little bemused. Well, it's an uncontested drop ball, so Mamelodi Sundowns will look to continue attacking with urgency. It's a glorious touch. Oh man, again, there's a halt in play directly before a critical moment. Hele down. Now this requires closer scrutiny.
It's a ball to Morena. Kele goes down, holding his head.
You know what, perhaps...
The whistle goes before the cross?
Yeah, the whistle goes before the cross, but also I think, you know, the second assistant hadn't moved with the play to be able to identify whether or not that was offside. So, yeah, I do understand, obviously, that it was a head injury, but I think Morena wins that legally. I think Taylor heads him. Ooh. That's...
He holds his head immediately.
Yeah. I think maybe as well the anger compounded by the fact that just a minute before they'd seen a similar incident, which was not even a head injury, and the game had been stopped. So very interesting series of events have just transpired. Well, Peter Shalulile was clearly ahead of the last defender. Was he ahead of the ball when the cross was made? It's immaterial now. The goal was not even ruled on. The whistle had gone. Now arrows up the other side. That's Matizwe in pursuit. It will be an arrows throw-in. One of only two teams to have conceded from a throw-in this season. They did so against Magesi. Oh, that's nicely slipped through. Sundowns on the move. Ribeiro now. Morena. Glorious pass for Peter Shalulile. And Matthews. Oh, just past the upright via a deflection. Wonderful flowing football from the Brazilians.
The impact of Tebogo Mokoena. The reverse pass. Peter Shalulile, could he have taken it there? He finds Matthews who's in a better position. You ask yourself, was that pass even to Matthews, or Shalulile was looking for Ribeiro, who was standing behind him? Does not he target that is Matthews in that instance? Golden Arrows lucky in that moment.
Allende's corner. There's a pocket of three players waiting for it. Ball goes against the visitors. Such a lovely ball played to Shalulile. I think he'll be disappointed. His touch let him down. His touch didn't set him up to take a shot.
We always speak about a pass that is breaking windows. That is what Morena did in that instance. That pass dissects 6 Arrows players with that one pass. Excellent pass.
Lamontville Golden Arrows currently winless in their last 3 at home. In fact, they haven't won at home, although they have had several postponed games. But since the 1st of December, a 3-2 win over Cape Town City. Shalulile finds Morena. Slightly unconvincing defending, but either way, nonetheless.
The movement or the field occupation of Ribeiro will throw a tactical plan out of the window. He is now playing just slightly behind Peter Shalulile. Then you ask the question to say, in the first 45, he was Kele's responsibility. Now he's popping in just behind the six in Dlamini in that midfield together with Ndwandwe. He's causing problems with this field occupation. That is Ribeiro. They have to think about how to solve it.
Coach Mamelodi, 14th match against Mamelodi Sundowns. He's won 4 times, lost 6 occasions. Cross from deep, not the best. Mokoena. Arrows at home this season, 2 wins in 7 home matches. Last season they managed just 3 wins from 15 home games, 2 wins in their first 4, and you would have been thinking the move here to Mpumalanga Stadium was a good one, and then just 1 win in their next 11. And can't pick out Matthews. So Mamelodi Sundowns wasting no time, getting a fresh player on. Tashreeq Matthews is the man making way, and it is Artur Salez who is on in his place. A man who is starting to find his touch in South African football.
He will play as the out-and-out 9. He will join Peter Shalulila up top. You can see that Sundowns wants to change the structure. They want to play with 2 up top, with Ribeiro just operating behind them. Out and out, 4-3-3 now for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Ayende. Mokoena curls it just over.
Allowed to play slightly higher today because you're looking at Abbas sitting as the 6. He joins Alende, then they become the double 8s for Mamelodi Sundowns. The chess game continues between Cardoso and also Mangoba Mniti.
There's Mokoena. Ayende. Vero. Pass just goes astray. Here's Morena. Mokoena. Modiba to Salez. 8 goal contributions in the Betway Prem for Artur Salez as he looks for yet another assist. Pero, oh man, close. Well, he enjoys a delivery from his countryman, who already has 5 assists.
Good movement, Salas. Goes wide, takes Chitolo with him. It means he empties that central zone. Oh. Could have taken a touch, Ribeiro, but with his ability, you trust him to go first time. But I thought he takes a touch, Sele is completely out of the game, and he can be able to find target. He's thinking about it. I thought I'll go for a bicycle kick.
Mamelodi Sundowns fans who have turned out in fairly large numbers, trying to spur their team on to get another victory. In the meantime, though, it's a change for Lamontville Golden Arrows. Dlamini and Ele are making way. Pusibeko is on alongside Tabani Zuke. It's good to see that all those issues he had, ACL issues last season, he's past that now. His progress as a professional curtailed by injury issues, but a very quality player.
You'll see that Siveko will slot in at left back. I think Tyler has run out of legs. Zuke will be a like for like in that midfield. He will partner Ndwandwe in that double 6 role, double pivots for Golden Arrows in that midfield.
Mokoena. It's a teasing ball. Lebusa. Under pressure momentarily from Van Nooy. Suarez. Launches it wide for Moren. Ribeiro. Looking to jump past Ndwandwe. Stayed with him as long as he could. Good diving intervention from Sitolo. Now Motizwa. Wasn't the best pass. That's Arrows retained possession with Van Rooy, who gets away from Suarez brilliantly. And then having had so much time to put in a better cross, or at the very least wait for reinforcements, he has rather aimlessly delivered that.
Because of Mokwena's introduction to that midfield of Mamelodi Sundowns, now means they've got that extra pass. That extra pass gives Mudiba a chance to move forward, gives Morena a chance to move forward with that extra pass. They're not rushing to go forward, that is Mamelodi Sundowns. Also, the lack of pressure on the centre backs now gives them the time to build up and go into the next phase.
With their scheduled game against Orlando Pirates having been postponed due to a waterlogged pitch, today is actually the first time Arrows are playing at home since the 25th of January, and in the league it hasn't been since the 18th of January that they've contested a home match. Started really well for them, but it is Sundowns who have taken over as Mokoena is located here. Oh, Shalalile got a toe on it, then Keenan Phillips came across. It was a cleverly taken free kick from Allende though. Here he is, a little Chilean. Fanny Modiba, tucked inside as he characteristically does. It's Mokoena on the flank, Allende. Watched by Sabia. Obas. Suarez almost gets it caught under his feet. Ribeiro. Towards the back post. Mokoena can't keep it in.
So you're asking yourself, what has happened in the second 45? Why are Mamelodi Sundowns having a lot of time on the ball? In the first 45, Moon pinned the two centre backs in their own half. Now with Knox Mutiza, who's not an out-and-out number 9, he's dropping deeper into the next line. So that's why Sundowns are able to then have that numerical advantage where they put Suarez, who's very good on the ball, to be the extra man into that next line, and that's how they are now finding the progress to the next line a little bit easier.
Zuke looking to free Lukene. Suarez comes sliding across. Mid-season edition rather, because Suarez and yet another acquisition just this week. Free agent Lebo Motiba, Fana International. Not part of the squad today, but certainly I'm sure will be instrumental in the CAF Champions League, as well as their pursuit of an 8th successive title. I think it was fairly obvious he was heading to the Brazilians. He was always at Loftus, Lucas Moripe watching on the last couple months.
It will be tough for him to break into this team. Looking at that, not the correct call. Not the correct call. They've made a lot of calls today that does not even make sense to us in the commentary booth.
If I can play devil's advocate here, is it potentially because the lines cut into the pitch are not the clearest, and they are of course a an element of the game that should be present to aid the assistants, or not making excuses for them, but it's perhaps one mitigating factor.
You make a good point. Those lines really assist them in terms of checking the line, and they are not clear tonight.
Ayende. Modiba. Salez slipped in behind. Modiba. Oh, Masiani comes across. Shalulile was waiting. Sundowns are taking it quickly. Salez. Phillips. Goal kick. Well, is their winless run at home going to continue here? Lamontville Golden Arrows against the side who've been good on the road. Mamelodi Sundowns, their 2 defeats in the league this season have both come away. First to Polokwane City and then TS Galaxy, both of which they avenged shortly afterwards in fairly fine fashion. But Arrows have struggled at the venue that they started using at the beginning of last season. I did say 2 wins, first 4 games here at Mpumalanga Stadium. It has been just 3 wins in their next 18 games. This is the 23rd time in succession that they're playing a home game here, as Batusi Opas is withdrawn, as Mamelodi Sundowns really go and push for the victory here with Kutlano Letlaku coming on, a man who has already scored against Lamontville Golden Arrows this season, although that was in the CKO. Added the 5th goal in a 5-0 win.
You can see the intention. They want the goal, they want the winner. Defensive midfielder for a striker. Litlaku comes in.
Salez. Oh, somehow been able to hook it back into play. Matinga alert to the danger.
You already have Salez, you have Shalulile as the 2 out-and-out number 9s. You'll have Litlaku and also Ribeiro supporting them. Then you'll see that Allende is a little bit deeper now with Mukwena in that midfield.
There's a player down. Modiba, they continue on. Ribeiro. And now eventually with the ball away. But I think the referee had thought to himself, how many times today have I stopped the play while Sundowns are on the offensive? And it's Phillips again.
Phillips down. We said you can't play at this high tempo for the whole 90 minutes. He has lasted 75 so far. A little bit of a knock on that right ankle. Will he be able to continue with the game? That is the question that we have to ask.
So heading now into the final quarter hour of this match. The Mamelodi Sundowns fans have seen their side score late goals so many times this season, and they wouldn't be at all surprised to see another. Here's how they got it up and running. Phillips, jackknife header, Kumuto. Classic.
Classic. Mamelodi Sundowns on the attack. We'll come back to that.
Ribeiro. Modiba. Drives to the byline, stands up across. Just over Shalulile. Now Morena. Away by Sibeko initially. Letlaku helps it back in field. Ribeiro. Morena. Desperate defending from the hosts. Tizra can't get it clear. Bero's kept it alive. Edge of the area here for Allende. Salez! Just wide of the mark.
It's coming. They are knocking. Arrows are defending deep, and when you're defending deep, you're inviting Mamelodi Sundowns. They've got technically gifted players in and around that box area. If it drops, Salez can find the target from that distance. You've got Mukwena also, and also Allende giving surveillance just in front of that back two, which is Libusa and also Suarez. He comes in. That is Malinga for the injured Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips has been in the wars today, but I just wonder what that means in terms of how they now shape up for the remainder of this match. Does look like Lukele's dropped back into that right full-back position. Cries for another penalty. Lucas Ribeiro would have been itching to take another one as Knox Mutizwa goes down. So Libusa, the latest into the book.
The danger for Sundowns in pinning arrows in their own penalty area just means that Libusa and Suarez have got a lot of space to cover in behind them. And Knox Mutizwa uses his pace, he gets there first. He knows exactly what he's doing, Libusa, in this instance. He says, I'm going to break this promising attack. I'm going to take one for the team, because if I let Knoxman go past me, it means it's 2 versus 1 for Suarez alone, and he takes the yellow.
More than 5 years ago, the hero, the Lamontville Golden Arrows, last got a victory over Mamelodi Sundowns. Sabir spent his entire pro career with Abafana Bestende standing over the free kick. This is how they scored in the first half. Dennis Onyango with a strong punch. Arrows this season. Oh, Salez. Brilliant. Not quite as good with the cross. I was going to say, yeah, Arrows, 50% of the goals that they've conceded prior to this match had come in the final 30 minutes of games this season. 9 of the 18 that they had shipped in the Betway Premiership. Often teams stealing points from them, 1 or 3 in these late stages. But you have to say credit to Arrows, a side that had conceded 9 against Sundowns in 2 matches this season, doing much better today. Still under loads of pressure though. Salez, out to Muriba. Lukele concedes the corner.
That's the tactical change that they've made with the injury to Phillips. Lukele now slots in at right back. It means Malinga will play in that twin role just behind Knox Mutizwa. An offensive player Lukele is, will he be able to cope for the last 15 or for the last 11 or 12 minutes being a defender at right back?
Allende. His delivery in, repelled by Arrows. Morena gives it away. Free kick for the hosts. Malinga down under the challenge of Suarez. Is the 4th Mamelodi Sundowns player to be booked today.
It means now Mangoba Ngiti is sitting on the bench thinking both centre backs on a yellow. And the way they get those yellows is because they are stopping a transition. Now it means that he will encourage his players, Knox Mutizwa, Malinga, to say make the runs in behind, because the defenders will not be able to commit because they are already on a yellow.
Another free kick here for the hosts. This is probably one of the only avenues where they can build some pressure.
Now you're looking at that back 4 of Mamelodi Sundowns. Morena on a yellow, Libusa on a yellow, Suarez on a yellow. The front runners for Arrows, they need to keep running at them if they want to gain that advantage or force the ref to take the advantage against them. Nox Mutizwa also key when it comes to set pieces.
In by Mutizwa, all the way through to Dennis Onyango. Sales. Modiba with some nice skill. Mokoena. Lebusa. Morena to Allende. To Paul Mokoena. Looking to pick the pass. Shalulile challenging for it. Cleared to the feet here of Modiba. His deflected cross is helped away. Nox Mutizwa. These are exactly the moments Arrows can profit from, but he's overcooked his pass.
This is the game now. The last 8 minutes, the Sundowns will attack, Arrows will win it back and try and play on transition.
Ibero. Oh, Peter Shalulile trying to get anything on that. Arrows surviving on grit and a healthy helping of luck as well.
Good composure, Ribeiro. Excellent. Not every player can do that.
Now, straight up the other end. This is exactly what they're going to do for the remainder of this game. It's Van Roy who is looking to latch onto it, and indeed almost did punish Mamelodi Sundowns.
It's the space in behind, it's the space between the last defender and the goalkeeper that Arrows will try and use. He has worked his socks off, that is Van Roy. Tactically excellent tonight, defensively and offensively.
Mokoena, good ball, and a poor touch from Peter Shalulile, who was offside, according to the second assistant. Now, we can't forget, though, that Peter Shalulile did stick the ball away via the upright. It was incorrectly judged to have been offside. It was early in this second period. Asma Watenga, a man who has been fasting now for I think it's 4 days, observing Ramadan, but his distribution has not been up to scratch this evening. He's coached almost 140 matches in charge of Lamontville Golden Arrows across now into his third stint. Hoping to lead them up the table. They currently sit in 11th. They had just 20 points coming into this match, and if you think about the fact that Magesi, who lost yesterday to Kaizer Chiefs, are on 17 and they're second from bottom, Arrows could very easily be sucked into that relegation scrap. They haven't been able to really rely on home form this season or last. Just 5 wins across 22 home matches at the Mpumalanga Stadium since making it their home ground at the beginning of the last campaign, as Allende finds Letlaku. Oh. Couldn't be sure. And so Tabani Zuka gets a touch, turns it behind for a corner. Well, they've been exploiting that right-hand flank of Mamelodi Sundowns, and now they need just a little bit of freshness there, coupled with the fact that Tapelo Morena is on a yellow card, but Dunyelwa on.
That's why I think the man in a picture, Van Roy, for me, has had an excellent game down that left-hand side for Golden Arrows. Has been causing problems for Morena the whole evening.
Ibero can't find Peter Shalulile. Arrows will thump it long once again. Malinga challenging unsuccessfully. Modiba, Sales, Allende. Allende goes for it. frustration evident from his teammates, in particular Peter Shalulile.
He has worked his socks off, Allende. I think he's one of those that doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Works tirelessly on and off the ball for Mamelodi Sundowns. Does most of the work that Ribeiro is supposed to be doing defensively. That is what Marcelo Allende does for Mamelodi Sundowns. And a lot of that work goes unnoticed, but he's one of those key cogs of this Mamelodi Sundowns team.
Now due a goal now on Mamelodi Sundowns, who on average this season they've scored every 38 minutes. And it's not necessarily hasn't been an off night for them, but I guess by their standards perhaps they would categorize it like that. Far below their usual conversion rate, that's for sure. Donyelwa. Shalulile. Sales! Oh, what Tenga's done brilliantly. Well, his distribution has been amongst the worst that we've seen this season, but his primary objective, his primary role, he has nailed that.
He starts the move deep, that is Suarez plays the Sales, he plays the ball wide, then makes that late run into the box. Hits it against the ground, trying to make it difficult for the goalkeeper. Great save by Watenga.
Scraped in by Moriba. A header straight at the goalkeeper from an offside Shalulile.
Peter has been trying all evening long. Yes, he has put one in the back of the net that was wrongly judged to be offside. He keeps trying, keeps knocking. Watenga has been brilliant tonight in terms of his positioning and the reflex saves that he has made in tonight's game. Head injury, Libusa down.
Moriba. Sales. Well, the Lamontville Golden Arrows, I guess the fact that they have a goal against Sundowns and perhaps few opportunities, to put it kindly, reflects what we've seen from them this season. They haven't had many touches in the opposition box. They have not had many shots on target either. They're third fewest in both those categories, but their conversion rate has been the 6th best in the division. Now they're looking to hold on for a point here against the champions and runaway leaders. Mokoena went for a low delivery. Sabia in pursuit. Cushion back to Dinas Onyongobam, Donyelwa. Mokoena. Looking to do it all alone, but no power behind his efforts. Shots which are usually venomous, not today.
Mamelodi Sundowns will keep knocking for that winner. That's the mentality in the team. Golden Arrows will keep looking for those transitions in behind the defense. Mangoba Mniti will be looking at this and saying 3 more minutes, boys. We can hold the champions. And Katoso will be saying 3 more minutes, we can get the winner.
Letlaku can't thread it through, but retrieved here by Ribeiro, away by Lukele. Mokoena. Moriba dinks it in. Now Shalulile. Oh, snapshot on the half volley from Letlaku's over.
He has done everything, Cardoso. He has brought in Letlaku, he has brought in Salas. He has changed the shape in the midfield in bringing Mokoena. He has brought a lot of energy on the right-hand side now with Zuko trying to save Morena. It has not worked so far. Mangoba Mngiti on the other side has taken out Ryan Moon, brought in Nox Mutizwa, trying to catch Mamelodi Sundowns on the transition with the space in behind. Van Rooyen has been excellent on the left-hand side. Malinga has come in and tried and played in that 10 role. Chess game, tactical battle goes on. 2 more minutes, Grant.
Dispensed into space on that right-hand side. Again, strong defending as Malinga latches onto it. Early ball played, but with no real conviction. Mokoena finds Libert. Watenga prevents the corner. 90 seconds to go. Now Lamontville Golden Arrows in their last 10 matches at home to Gauteng sides have only won 2 of them. Was a 2-1 win over Supersport in January of 2023, and then most recently in October of 2023 against Kaizer Chiefs. So even on their own patch, they don't have a best record when welcoming Gauteng sides here. Drew in their only home game against a team from the province earlier this season, 0-0 against Supersport United at the end of October. Now against another capital city side, the more vaunted of the two, they are holding them as well.
He looks to the heavens. 30 seconds left. Can one of them get a goal? 20 seconds. Dikgasha is packing instructions, who to pick up, who needs to be picked up where. Coach Cardoso is on the touchline saying switch the ball, there's space on the right-hand side.
Well, if nothing changes here, and if nothing changes in the Eastern Cape, Pirates would have narrowed the gap. From 18 to 16 still seems fairly insurmountable, but it's something. And for the first time in 5 league matches, Mamelodi Sundowns dropped points. They came into this one on a 4-match winning streak in the Betway Premiership, but it is Lamontville Golden Arrows upon the return of the prodigal son, Mangoba Mngiti, has managed to get a point against the champions, and at least for the time being, slightly, ever so slightly, hold their charge towards the title. Willemseni Ndwandwe worked hard on his 150th appearance for the club. In the end, there'll be a lot of debate over that Peter Shalalile goal that was incorrectly ruled offside, but ultimately it's Arrows who will be the happier of the 2 teams here.
That's what Golden Arrows needed, just that tactical elevation to the next level. That's something that Mangoba Mngiti has brought into these young 2 coaches in Bilankulu and Kagiso Dikgasha. I think excellent game plan. The way that they managed the space and the pockets was very good. They blocked the passing lanes, and you could see it's a coach that is playing against players that he knows well. Cardoso will feel that his 2 points lost today. You'll feel that his team had a lot of good opportunities to really take the lead, and he looks unhappy. You can tell from his face, but the first draw of the season for Mamelodi Sundowns.
And it comes at the hands of Lamontville Golden Arrows. Tremendous fighting spirit. They held the champions. Let's remind you of the 2 goals this evening. The first coming from Lamontville Golden Arrows free kick just past the half-hour mark. Combination of Malibongo Koza and Tapelo Morena on Ryan Moon. Morena talked himself into the referee's book, and then a terrific delivery from the left fullback, Hele. Keenan Phillips Right, they headed down into the ground, leaving Dennis Onyango helpless. That's his second career goal for Keenan Phillips. And they would have been hoping to take this lead into the break, not to be. Aubrey Modiba forcing the penalty. That cross coming off the hand of Keenan Phillips, who looked a little bemused, but I think he knew. And stepping up, Lucas Ribeiro, who scored a Panenka in the Carling knockout semi-final against Marumo Gallants, and does it again, this time against Ismail Watenga, a man who he had already beaten from the penalty spot when the teams met in early February.
Yeah, thank you very much to our commentary team. World class, as always. A thoroughly entertaining game between Golden Arrows as well as Mamelodi Sundowns. And the player of the match is Sibonelo Cele from Golden Arrows. Sibonelo, well done today. I'm sure Jabulile for you too. How was it out there? It looked like a tough game.
Angijabule kakhulu ngiqala ngokubonga nje ukuthola ithuba kanje nama supporters ukuthi I believe kuthina, even though we're not doing well in the league, but we're trying. We try our best.
Ngibonile ukuthi ulimalile was substitute kwenzekaleni.
It was a cramp. I was not fit enough because if you remember last week I didn't play, so I was having an injury. Yeah.
In terms of the game, namhlanje Sundowns BT, they bought everything. The support that you had today was special, wasn't it?
Yeah, very special. And I would like to thank the new coach because, you know, he was coming to this team, so he knows them very well. So we had to take the instruction that he has given us, and we have to apply it in the field of play.
I know, well done today. Nangu coach uselindile lapha, I'm sure ungambonga kamnandi.
Thank you very much, coach.
I love that. Yes, Sundowns fans are really enjoying their game there. And of course, no doubt, so we'll be a little bit disappointed with the outcome. But Coach Mangoba joins me now. Coach Mangoba, we went on January when I came because a tight contest. You had some opportunities to hit them on the counter, but a draw, a fair reflection.
I would not be too sure whether it was a true reflection of the game, but the only thing I know is we showed up. We gave our best shot. We got some nice breaks at the end, which could have decided the result. But unfortunately, the decision-making, the technique, and all those things. But to be honest, I think we gave a very good contest to the spectators. I'm sure the supporters enjoyed a very good game of football. And for me, that is what matters the most.
To speak of some of those chances at the end, especially in the second half, on the counter, how important is it in those moments just to slow things down a touch and potentially, like you're saying, make those right decisions?
We were just unfortunate because with Knox missing the ball completely, Knox never misses the ball in those situations. And Van Rooyen, I think, maybe was a little bit hasty. But these youngsters are also surprised why are we getting so many good chances to face the goalkeeper. But I think over time they will improve and really show us what we really want to see. But I was impressed with the attitude, the mentality was good. They fought against a very good team. Sundowns is a very good team. You can never make that mistake. So I'm proud of the boys.
One thing that stood out to me today, especially after you scored your goal, was the energy and the crowd getting behind your team. How important is it to make this place a fortress so that any team that comes here,
I just want to thank the supporters. I was also surprised with the support that we got and the noise that we got. And I just wish our supporters can always come in numbers, because that will always help us, that on our home matches maybe we're always looking to get a result no matter what. But I was very impressed with what the noise, the level of the noise when you did not have the numbers like the opponent. But I think we still have a lot of work to do with the group.
Coach, well done today.
Thank you.
Coach Mangoba Mngqithi there. Really happy with how his team went about his business. And of course, you look at the celebrations. Regardless of the draw, Sundowns fans still firmly behind their team. They are still in control when it comes to this particular league, and they'll be hoping that come next game they can get the results they want. Coach Miguel, disappointed maybe on the road today. Some decisions also didn't go your way.
Yeah, some decisions didn't go well into the inside the pitch. It's true.
I can see you disappointed with the outcome today. Where do you feel it went maybe wrong in terms of not getting the 3 points you wanted?
I think we did enough goals to win the match. I think we scored 4 goals today, yeah. So I think we did enough to win the match.
In terms of going forward, I mean, this will be disappointing, but no doubt the team will have to pick itself up. How do you lift the boys just to make sure that they're in a good mind frame going forward?
The boys will lift because they have strength for it. I just wanted to make it clear that in normal conditions, we'll be champions. In abnormal conditions, we'll be champions again.
Coach, hard luck today. Well, disappointed Coach Miguel Cardoso with the outcome today. You can see that he was not happy with how things turned out today. But it's a wrap from us here, Hamas Daily. 1-1. Arrows, they really got behind their team in terms of their fans. But for Sundowns, it wasn't to be away from home, and they'll be extremely disappointed. Sundowns fans, it's time to go home.